Alright you guys, so here we are back again. This is episode 7 of the Minecraft Let's Play. In between episodes I've been doing a little bit of work, not too much, just some work here and there. So on our new bubble column entrance to the, it's kind of the basement level to our base, I guess. We're going down a section so that we can build our potato farm. So let me just quickly show you what I've done here. I've got the design of this wall finished. I've dug out the area that we need to implement the bubble column elevator. So if we just head inside, you can see the bubbles are flowing to the top now. The back wall and the inside is all designed properly. Whoops. So let's head inside and we get dragged down. We open the door and we can head out. So as you can see, the basement level really doesn't have a lot of stuff going on right now. It's pretty bare, pretty barren. It's not even dug out big enough yet. So I guess what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'll get a bit of this. I'll get a bit of the basement dug out. I will do a bit of work here and there, and then once I've got something to update you with, I will rejoin you after this jump cut. So see you in a second. Okay, and we're back. So I've made a little bit of progress since we left each other a second ago. Right now we've got 2 fully functioning elevators that bring us down to the basement level of the base, or what is currently the basement level of the base. We obviously could go lower if we do so choose in the future. So let me just quickly give you a demonstration. Obviously you probably know how this works by now. Piece of soul sand at the bottom of a tower of water sources will create an upwards elevator, and similarly a piece of magma block at the bottom of a water tower full of source blocks will create a downwards elevator. So now that we have our way up and way down to the basement level of our base, we can begin thinking about where we're going to place our potato farm. So initially I was going to build a sort of corridor type room down here, but now I'm thinking that maybe we could either just knock out this wall and create an area for our potato farm, or maybe do something similar on this side. I'm not currently 100% sure what I'm going to do, and obviously I've still got a lot of work to do down here because the design of the basement at the moment is very lacking. Similar to the room we have up here, actually. I've not yet completed... Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that in a second. Anyway. Similar to this room up here, I haven't yet completed the design on this wall. I still need a piece of spruce there, and I still need to complete the design on this wall. One thing I will mention though is that we're making a bit of chicken here. I've been putting all of the eggs that I find up into the top compartment, and as you can see, we've got about 3 or 4 chickens in there now, which is good. And the lava system is sort of still playing its own games and switching between keeping the lava there and retracting it every so often, and also switching between having it with the mode that it's in at the moment where the lava doesn't appear, but look, it will place the lava and retract it immediately, which is how we want it to stay. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can get it to stay that way. Anyway, it's good that we're creating a bit of cooked chicken, because cooked chicken, any cooked meat is a great food source in this game. So if we do end up doing something that requires us to keep our health fully stocked very quickly, then we can use that food source for that objective. So let me just quickly check the furnaces if there's anything else I can tell you about. No, currently nothing else I can tell you about really. So I'll get back down to the basement now, and once I figure something out to do with the potato farm, I'll get back to you guys again. Okay guys, so don't expect any progress here. I've just brought you back early so that I can show you a little something. Alright, so I decided that we'd dig out this wall and create some sort of area for our potato farm. But I got a few blocks back and discovered something that's going to mean we don't have any choice but to go in the opposite direction. So if I just dig through here, you'll see we break out into our ladder shaft that takes us down to the mine. So since that's a thing, we'll patch this wall up with the same design we have here, obviously aside from the glass in the door. And we will actually instead take our build this way. So what I'll do is, as I said last time, let me just dig something out here, get a few plans in place for the potato farm, and I'll rejoin you again, and hopefully the next time I rejoin you, I'll have something a bit more interesting to show you. Catch you in a second. Okay guys, so here I am again. I'm back with another update for you. So things went a little bit crazy, not gonna lie. We patched this wall back up, and instead of going for the 5x5 that we are gonna go for here, I've actually decided to go for a 9 wide, 11 high corridor. So I really don't know what the thinking was behind this, but oh wait, I've just realized actually guys, I've messed up massively down here, but still it's fine. I can show you the concept anyway. But what I was thinking of is I kind of like the feel of tall open spaces. So 11 high and 9 wide will be a nice tall open space. We can have a staircase running up back to the elevators as well. So I think this will work really well once I've dug it all out. But obviously it's going to mean I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Anyway, aside from that, here is the basic plan for the potato farm that we're going to be building down here. And I've also decided that the 11 high might allow us to sort of stack these farms one on top of the other. So if we can get 2 in, or 3 maybe, that'll be even better. So let me just quickly show you what I'm thinking. So obviously we have our potatoes here. We can just plant a few of those. We only got 5 right now, so I did bring a bit of bone meal so that we could get a few more for ourselves quickly. So let's just do that. Let's just get ourselves some extra potatoes by using some bone meal. Okay, got a few more to go. So let's just grow these as many as we can. Okay, there we go. So we just gather the rest there. So we now have about 20. I think that's 26 potatoes we have now, which is nice. It's a bit better. So obviously before I think we have a light issue there. So let me just quickly place a torch. All right, so let me quickly talk you through the thinking behind what I've built here. So we've got a 7x7 piece of land, and we can't have the water source in the middle, otherwise water can't flow from the back to the front, which is what we require it to do in order for us to create an automatic farm. So the way I've hidden the water is I put it in the walls and just waterlogged some stairs, because if you don't add the stairs in, you get a small gap right here, and I just really didn't like the look of it. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that the stairs that I place in here correspond with the design that we use on the wall. And I did the same on this side, so if you just take one of these out, you can see I've got the waterlogged stair there. Okay, so then the plan from there is to poke about 3 holes into the back here. So 1, 2, 3. And inside of those holes, we will have probably a piston down here. So 3 pistons in there. Excuse my phone going off in the background there, if you heard that. So we have the 3 piston holes right at the back of the farm. And inside of those holes, as I said, will be pistons. Behind the pistons will be a water source block. So then what we'll have the farm do essentially is to the piston for the piston to retract, and then the farm to be flooded with water, which will then push and harvest all of the crops here, and we'll have just a row of hoppers at the front that will then collect the loot for us. So this will all be activated by a lever, as the lever has 2 states, on and off. Obviously, we need the piston to work in 2 states. We need it to be closed and open. So open is when the water will flow. So once we pull the lever down, the water will flow, and then we'll have a door somewhere, maybe around, I don't know, just on the side, that will allow us to access the farm to replant the potatoes. So now that you have a general grasp of the concept of this farm, I do need to make some changes here, because what I noticed immediately was that up here we've gone 3 back. So 1, 2, 3. That's to extend it to a. Hold on a second. That won't be 9 wide, will it? That will be 3. Add 5 is 8. Add another 3 is 11. So it's going to be 11 wide and 11 tall. Excuse me. So that's what I noticed, is right here we've gone 3 back, and this is the initial wall. So if we go down to the initial wall here, we've only gone 1 back before building the farm. So we actually need to the dirt needs to start somewhere here, and the hoppers will be here, I guess. Or maybe that's the glass there. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, glass, hoppers, dirt. So the dirt actually needs to be pushed back quite a distance. If you can see it, needs to go back to this block here. So what I'll do for you guys is I might actually end up finishing the potato farm off camera, because obviously this is a huge amount of work now. We've got to push the farm back, dig a lot of this area out. So maybe I'll finish that off camera, and if I can think of another project or another small exploration adventure we can go on, then I'll add that in as the next part of the video. But whatever I decide to do, I'll catch you guys again in a second. Okay guys, so you've probably guessed by now that I actually decided to continue working on the potato farm, as it's right in front of me. So I got a little something set up. I managed to move the farm back into a position where it's going to fit in with the design. And well, I mean, I may as well just show you what I've got. So in the end, I decided the dispensers might be an easier route than the pistons. I was a bit wrong. I mean, for some reason, this just confused the hell out of me, and it took me ages to get the dispensers set up in a fashion that they wouldn't create source blocks and leave water behind. But I finally got something up and running. So You're just going to have to pretend for now that this empty strip is filled with hoppers. So if we hit the button, you see the water gets dispensed, the potatoes are picked up, forced towards this row, which will be full of dispensers. The dispensers will pick up the potatoes and deposit them into a central chest somewhere around here. And then if you obviously want to get in there and replant the potatoes, you just hit the button again, the water disappears, take the potatoes, head over to the farm, and you can just replant, as simple as that. And then obviously you leave the area for a while, come back, the potatoes have grown, and you can just repeat the process. So as I mentioned before, I'll probably have a door somewhere around, I don't know, this row maybe, or maybe even the central row, somewhere around there, that allows us to get into the farm so that we can replant the crops. And aside from that, I think the design works well. We should be able, in some way or another, we should be able to stack the farms one on top of the other. So I could end up having maybe 2 or 3 farms, one on top of the other, that all deposit their loot into one central location. If that is the case, that'll be really nice, because we can produce a lot more potatoes in that way. And also we can easily repeat this design on the other side if we want to, or we could even set up different farms, maybe like a sugarcane farm, a cactus farm, or even something like a kelp farm, you know, the new plant from the latest update. So that's where I'm going to leave the potato farm for today. This time, for real, I will be doing some of the work off camera, just getting it up together for maybe the next episode or the episode after that, because it's going to take a while to get things in shape down here, as we've got so much digging to do. But I think what I'll do for now is I'll leave you guys on another cut, and we'll jump back in when I find something else that we can look at for this episode. So I'll catch you in a second. Alright guys, so to round this episode off, I think I'm going to do a bit of preparation for our enchanting room, because I've been thinking that, you know, we've got that huge area to dig out downstairs. It's going to take us a while, especially with the fact that we're pretty much only using stone and iron tools at the moment. It's a very, very slow process. So I think a great thing to be doing right now would be to be preparing for our enchanting setup. So I'm just going to come outside. I'm going to show you what's going on with the cows. You can see I've been breeding them over time whilst off camera. And at the moment we've got quite a few. So I think that maybe it's time that we kill a few of them, get a bit of leather, free up some space in the pen. And then once we've done that, we can begin the process all over again. So if I just stand up here, swing my sword, a few of them are eventually going to die. Shouldn't take too long. Okay. Some of them are actually sustaining quite a few hits here. But we'll keep going. We want to leave a few, obviously, so that we can continue to breed. We don't want to completely kill off our supply. So let's just get a couple more in here. That should be fine, I think. That leaves us with how many? I think there's 4 left there, which should be a good number, actually. Even number is what you require most of the time. So let's get out of there. So we've got 17 leather right there. That's 17 books. You need 3 books per case, so 15 books for 5 bookcases. So we're a third of the way there already, which isn't so bad. Whilst we're out here, though, we'll also gather some wheat together, so that we can feed the remaining cows. Let's just get that done quickly and replant. Oh, still missing one seed. There we go. So we can head up here, feed the remaining cows. I think there's only 4. Yep, looks like 4 left, which is great. An even number, then we should produce 6 after that, and so on and so forth. So now that we've got our 2 babies, we can leave that where it is and get inside. So let's deposit our wheat. Let's grab the sugarcane, actually. Let's make some paper using the crafting bench here. So if we just make a bunch of paper, then we can begin to make some books. And I believe that's, yeah, 3 paper, 1 leather is a book. So we'll take those and then we'll create 5 more. And so right now we have 17 books. I said that we should be able to make a total of 5 bookcases, I believe. So I think we're going to need some more wood. Let me grab a couple sticks and create a new axe, because I think our axe might be broken by now. Or I might have left it downstairs. Either way, the durability on it is very low, so creating a new one isn't that big of an issue right now. Let's just grab 2 more cobblestone, get our axe made up. But this is what I mean, guys, like, we're using stone tools all of the time. It makes the process really, really slow. And I'm getting this, I'm just going to mention this as well. I don't know if you can see it on the screen right now, but every time I cut down a piece of log, it actually makes my game lag, which is something I've never experienced. I'm not sure if this is a bug in the latest update, or maybe my computer's just having a hard time rendering these changes for some reason. I don't know why it would. I mean, it's not too resource heavy, this game, and you would think even, or I would think anyway, even with graphics set to the full, my computer shouldn't have any issues running this game. It's good enough. So I'm not really sure what that issue is, but I might have to look it up online just to see if anybody else is experiencing the same thing. Anyway, we now have our wood, so let's create our 5 bookcases. We can return some of this wood to the chest. We'll put the bookshelves down there. Actually, no, we won't. We'll keep the bookcases up here in miscellaneous goods with the books and the paper. We'll keep our axe in there as well. Our sugarcane and raw beef can go in that chest. Okay, so obviously once we have our 15 bookshelves, we can begin thinking about creating an enchanting room. Right now, I'm not sure where that room will be, or even if we will begin with a room. We may just, like in a lot of my worlds, initially I'll just put the enchanting setup outside somewhere random if I don't have a space for it to go right now. And then once you get a silk touch enchantment, you can just pick up the bookshelves without having to worry about destroying them. So maybe that's something I'll do. Or if I scout out an area inside the base where we can stick the enchanting room, like maybe at the end of the corridor here might work. Who knows? We'll think about it once we get to that stage. But right now I don't have a specific idea of where I'd like to put the enchanting setup. So I mean, obviously I'll have a think about that, and then when we get around to setting up the enchanting station, we will pick a location. So just before I sign off the episode here, guys, I'm just going to replant a few of the trees just to show you what process I'm using for my wood collection. I mean, I think it's quite obvious and straightforward to a lot of you, but I thought I'd show it on camera anyway. We'll get another tree down there as well, just for a little bit of extra wood. This one I think I'm leaving because, yeah, I hate these huge trees. I can never be bothered to get up there and cut it down. So I'm actually gonna take the stump and just replant, because a lot of the time the tree will grow anyway. I believe that trees can grow as long as there is either sufficient air, logs, or leaf blocks around them. So they should be able to grow regardless of how much foliage is around it. So yeah, I'll get another one planted in there, and hopefully we can get a bit more wood out of it. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this episode, guys. Yeah, we made another great bit of progress here with the potato farm downstairs. Obviously, like I said, I should be able to get a bit of work done on that between episodes, because it's going to be a bit of a big task, especially without enchantments, which is what we're going to work towards, hopefully, in the next few episodes. So if you enjoyed this episode, guys, make sure to leave a like, please. I also want to hear your feedback in the comments below. Obviously, I always tell you this, be it negative, positive, or neutral. Just tell me what you think about the video, about my commentary, about the gameplay, just anything you want to leave a comment about. Make sure you do that down below. And if you want to stay tuned to this series, then I would advise you to subscribe down below. And if you want notifications for when my videos go live, hit the bell notification icon, and that's what you'll receive. So once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye for now.